everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me. One of my last posts were about the crash of this market. And as you can tell, Christmas is down, but the market is still up. So we haven't seen that crash of this market. So what else could possibly be going on? One of my alternate theories is a flipping of this market. Is money coming out of grossly overpriced stocks and going into value stocks. Value stocks is one of the things I've been looking at as an alternate to the market just crashing entirely. I think one of the things we could see coming up is money coming out of certain stocks and going into different types of stocks. There are all kinds of things driving this possibility. One of the big things is the coronavirus, and it's affecting our nation grossly right now. We're seeing skyrocketing admissions into the hospital, and we're seeing death rates increase because, let's face it, people are tired of dealing with a pandemic. People are tired of being cooped up in their house. And people just don't want to be told to wear a mask, even though it could save their loved ones' lives. So some of the stocks that I'm looking at for a value proposition are kind of along the same lines as popular stocks. As we all know, some of the most popular stocks on YouTube is NIO. Just saying NIO brings about all kinds of views on people's YouTube channels. And let's face it, like Nate O'Brien says, don't listen to me, I'm just some random guy on the internet. Well, the same thing goes true with all of the other random guys on the internet. They are following a YouTube algorithm which is bringing them about an income. Just look at the views that are being brought by anyone who posts about NIO. That's why this video is going to be titled NIO, because I really want to use the YouTube algorithm as well. I'm here because I want to grow my channel, but I also want to provide information and just an entertainment and ability to follow what I, as just a random individual, of what I'm doing in this stock market. I do my research. I am following different stocks and following the popular trends, and I'm also doing what nobody else is talking about. And I think that's a great way to drive value in this coming market. So what stocks do I think are grossly overvalued? Well, as we transition from a non-pandemic market, if everybody else goes out there and gets their vaccination, that's a possibility that we could start to transition out of a global pandemic. So are we really going to need DoorDash when we can now get out and socialize and go into restaurants? No, it's hugely overvalued and it's just been skyrocketing. So that's one of the stocks that I think we're going to see people take profits on and transition out of. Another stock that I think we're going to see people transition out of, and it doesn't have everything to do with transitioning out of a global pandemic, but Peloton. Peloton has supply issues right now. They can't keep up with demand right now. I hear people at my current job talking about not being able to get the bike that's being built. And it's just they have long delays and issues with their company. And while they're struggling, other companies or market competition, because there's no real barrier to entry, are going to come in and start to flood this market. And also, why pedal indoors when you can pedal for free outdoors once we transition away from a pandemic and we can now have socialized group bicycle riding out on the streets, enjoying the environment, being healthy, getting a good ride on, and being social. There is a huge pent-up demand for being social right now. And I think Peloton is another possible stock that we're going to see a big decline in because people are going to profit take and they're going to move that money into other stocks that we'll talk about in just a minute. So as people start to get outdoors and get outside and socialize and interact with their friends and family, they're not going to need to be in their house anymore. One of the things we've seen grow immensely in value is Home Depot and Lowe's. Everyone's been trying to fix up their house over this past year because you've wanted to make it as nice as you can because you've been stuck in there. You've had to isolate. You've had to quarantine. Well, if we are able to transition, like I hope we will, because you're going to go out and get your vaccine, you're going to see a decline in those stock prices because they're going to see a decline in revenue. People aren't going to be putting as much money into fixing up their house because they don't need to spend so much time in that house anymore. One of the other stocks that I think will decline, but is a little less clear as to whether or not it will decline or not, is Zoom. Zoom is another pandemic stock that we've seen grow exponentially. But the big question with Zoom is, has our business models transitioned so much to where people are able to work at home that Zoom is able to maintain profit levels and growth like they've seen? Now, I don't think they're going to see the growth that we've seen over this past 10 months, but that is a stock that could potentially maintain value. However, I don't think it's going to continue to increase like it has over the past 10 months. So that's a stock that could potentially see people taking profits and pulling their money out and putting them into other value proposition stocks. So what are these stocks? What am I following that I think is value added in the proposition and that's just been beat down and has a huge potential to grow? Well, along the popularity trend of EV vehicles, yes, NIO. If you would like to add a company that's really ultimately controlled by a communist government that's not all that friendly with the United States, China, that's ran out of the Cayman Islands, that doesn't really do any type of checks or controls on finances, and where the American government and the stock exchanges are saying you need to follow the same rules with auditing your companies that American companies do, I see the potential there for a problem. So what American EV company, besides Tesla, which is potentially grossly overpriced, even Elon Musk has said it's overpriced, what American company is got an EV potential? This American company that I think has huge upside potential is also currently priced below $10. That company is Ford. Yes, you could say GM as well, and GM may potentially be a better run company, but Ford, as a value-added company, has a possibility of growing even more. And who doesn't like the Ford Mustang? Yes, that's right. I'm talking about the Mach-E. The Mach-E Ford EV, I think, has huge potential. It is such a sexy car. All you have to do is search YouTube for videos reviewing the Mach-E compared to Tesla, and you'll find a ton of videos out there of people reviewing these vehicles, and they're getting great reviews. So is the potential there for Ford to break out into a popular, trendy industry and have a vehicle that could drive value to its stock price? That's something I'm paying attention to. We have seen Ford stocks start to increase in price. So are people starting to notice this? Are people interested in the Mach-E? And does the Mustang hold enough value to drive Ford's business forward? I say yes. I really like the vehicle, and it's something I will be following in the future. Ford not only has the huge popularity of EV stocks with their Mach-E, but Ford has something else that I'm very excited about. The Ford Bronco has shown huge interest. They have sold out in all of their pre-sales. The potential for that to be hugely profitable for them is there, and I'm very excited about that. Ford across the board has started to do a lot of things that have gotten me personally very excited. I do currently own, for full disclosure, I own a Toyota 4Runner. It is only a two-wheel drive version, and everything that the Ford Bronco has to offer has me excited. and blows away. And I hesitate to say that because the 4Runner is such an amazing vehicle. I have taken my two-wheel drive 4Runner four-wheeling and had a blast. But the possibilities that the Ford Bronco offers have gotten me questioning the type of vehicle that I'm owning. So Ford is firing on all cylinders. And it's an American company that has a huge value and potential upside. So I'm very excited about Ford. I hope you all are excited about Ford as well. Then you have your other companies out there that have just been beat down from the virus. And those are casinos, airlines, I hesitate to say cruise ship companies, restaurants. Restaurants are struggling. They're having a hard time. They've got huge debt going on, and it's not a very profitable industry to begin with. The profit margins on restaurants are very slim. But I think the larger chained restaurants have a potential to come back. And I'm looking into companies out there that I think will have the biggest swing once we transition away from a global pandemic that's keeping us all isolated at home. Now, don't get me wrong, we are not there yet, and I don't think we're going to be there anytime soon. Hospital admissions are sky high. Hospitals are way overflowing. I work in the emergency room as a nurse, and I can tell you, the ambulance crews are waiting so long for these patients to get a bed that 911 calls are going unanswered. There is that possibility that you could call 911 and nobody is able to come and help you out because the hospitals are so filled up right now. So that transition is not here yet, but the possibility is there. Everything about the stock market is forward looking, so getting to know when that timing is going to be is literally impossible to do, and I don't encourage people to time the market. But now is the time to start to look at these companies, the Cheesecake Factory type companies out there that have the ability to get financing, to leverage their name, and to be able to bounce back once we are able to start to open up 100% and get out and be social, because there is a huge pent-up demand for that. And I think this is one of the areas where we could see huge growth. Another company I'm watching is AT&T. I think their ability to grow with HBO Max is huge. One of the things they got to do, though, is deal with their debt. And that makes them a very risky company to look into. They have massive debt to income. But their ability to grow income and reduce their debt is there. So management right now is key. Hopefully you can see her. That's my dog. We're not going to call her the Tesla dog because somebody else has a Tesla cat out there. But she does like her attention. So we're going to have to come up with a nickname for her because it ain't Tesla dog. And it's not NIO dog either. I do own stock in NIO, but I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, and I'm potentially looking at taking profits here as well, and I think other people have looked at that ability too. It has skyrocketed, and its market cap is ginormous for where it is currently at as a company. One of the growth opportunities we've seen out there right now is in the green companies. With the Democrats having taken the House, the Senate, and the presidency, I think the excitement for the green growth out there exists. I think just about any company out there that is looking to grow has a huge upside. It's going to take a while. It is a stock that you need to invest in and not trade in, because it's going to take several years to get that development and infrastructure and laws that help support those businesses grow. Canopy Growth and all those other companies out there have huge upside, but they're companies you're going to want to invest in if you believe in the growth potential of those businesses. I do. I'm invested in one, and I've seen it start to increase over time. I do believe the potential for growth beyond just a value-added stock. I believe the potential for growth there is large, but it's going to take a while. And I have the patience and age to be able to wait out the game, the ups and downs. Buy the dips, hold the highs, because I think that's going to be a dollar cost average play that will bring about huge profits in the future. And that's something I'm already invested in and very excited about. Another company I'm already invested in and have already seen profits in is Callaway Golf. It is a definite play on people being able to get out in large groups, be social, business meetings coming back and being played on the golf courses is a potential growth area. Callaway Golf taking over Topgolf has really positioned it to be the income leader in that market. We've not seen large profits in this company since the Topgolf transition, but it has slowly continued to grow. And as we transition out of a pandemic environment, I think it is only going to continue to grow. I am looking to add to my position there, but I am potentially waiting for some kind of pullback to add to that position. I don't see a large pullback that's going to be happening, but it's always possible there. I did talk about a crash in this market, and I'm not saying that that isn't possible across the board. It is a possibility, but it may not happen on as grand of a scale as some may think, but it could. And having a pullback in even profitable companies and companies that do have an ability to have huge growth, I think is also there. So I'm watching Callaway Golf. I'm already positioned into it. I'm already profitable, and I'm looking to grow those profits, but I'm gonna wait until I see some kind of pullback or figure out where this market is going to go. We haven't yet seen any kind of transition or any kind of decline. It has continued to grow across the board in what I think is grossly overpriced stocks. I'm waiting for the change to occur because I do believe it will. One of the other things that I cannot ignore is digital gold. So who wants to go mining with me for the digital gold that's out there right now? Have you guys been paying attention to where Bitcoin has gone? Now, with mining, there are huge collapses that can bring about the destruction of life and limb. Be careful. Be careful mining out there, everyone. But the possibilities are enormous. And I'm excited, I'm watching it. I see the growth that's there. I see the people on YouTube that are posting their immense amounts of profits that they're getting. And I'm excited, but I'm scared. Because mining is dangerous, but so rewarding. So who wants to go mining with me? Thank you for watching my channel, everyone. Please like and subscribe. Because honestly, well, I know you all aren't listening to me anyway because I have 2 followers. I appreciate the 2 of you, and hopefully you guys are watching my channel and watching this video. If you are, please leave a comment because I would really appreciate it. And I am going to ride the wave of NIO and do a thumbnail that's based on NIO because I really want to drive the YouTube algorithm up. And I really hope I can get some of you guys subscribing. So if you found any value to what I've said here, please add a like or hit the subscribe button. And by all means, if you want to see my videos when I post again, hit the bell so you can be notified. Thank you for watching, everyone. I look forward to getting my next video out there. I hope it doesn't take as long as this one did. Have a good day.